Today we're going to be doing a full vlog tour of one of the best suburbs of Atlanta, Lawrenceville, Georgia. We're going to talk about schools, cost of living, crime, things to do, and so much more. Coming up right now. All right, so you're moving to the Atlanta area from outside the state or maybe from somewhere else in Georgia. You need a place that has good schools for your kids, that's safe and family friendly, but that's not going to break the bank. If this is you, then you have to have Lawrenceville, Georgia on your radar. Now, you won't read about it in a lot of blog posts or top 10 lists like you would Alpharetta or Johns Creek, but Lawrenceville has some of the best value still available on the market. So today we're going to be doing a full vlog tour. I'm going to be sharing with you the cost of living in Lawrenceville, how the crime is, what the quality of the schools is, what there is to do, and so much more. If this is your first time viewing the channel, welcome. Living in Atlanta is all about helping you get to know the Atlanta area. My name is Mark. I have a real estate company here in Atlanta, Georgia, and if you need any help buying or selling a home in the Atlanta area, we would love to hear from you. You can book a Zoom call with me directly using the link in the description below. We have people reaching out for us to help them buy or sell a home in the area all the time. We absolutely love it, so don't hesitate to reach out today. Okay, so Lawrenceville, Georgia, let's dive right in. Obviously, as prices go up around Atlanta, all of the people who were looking in Alpharetta and Johns Creek, but they've been outpriced because of the increases there, they're having to look at the margins. So I've talked about these neighborhoods before, but if you go towards the west, there's Marietta, which I'm sure I'll do a full vlog tour of in the future. But to the northeast, there's neighborhoods like Lawrenceville and Snellville and Loganville, all great neighborhoods in Gwinnett County schools, which are typically very good and still relatively affordable and not too far from the city. So we're gonna do a full vlog tour, but first, let's pull up a map like we usually do so you can understand exactly where we're talking about today. All right, so we've got Lawrenceville pulled up on a map. You have the city of Atlanta here, the perimeter made by 285, and then just to the northeast, you have Lawrenceville. So you can see would not be too difficult to commute if you have to work in town. I would say between 35 to 50 minutes, depending on where exactly in Lawrenceville you are and where you need to go in the city of Atlanta. But all of North Atlanta generally is where the good public schools are. Cobb County over here and Gwinnett County in this area. Then you have Lawrenceville as we zoom in. And Rhodes Jordan Park, which I'll have some great footage of today. Parkles Family Fun Center, that's always a good time. Northside Gwinnett Hospital. So yeah, downtown area in here, lots of fun for the family. But that is where it is in relation to Atlanta. Again, airport down here in College Park. And so you're going to be a little further from that, but you'll have a head start up in North Georgia. So that is where we're talking about when we look at Lawrenceville, Georgia. All right, so now you know where around Atlanta we're talking about. Let's talk about things to do. Now, I spent all day in Lawrenceville today. I'm in the studio because it was extremely windy and I couldn't get any audio to work out there, but there's going to be a lot of great drone footage, gimbal footage, all around downtown Lawrenceville, and also a home tour of an example of a home on the market right now at the end of this video. But things to do. I was actually pleasantly surprised. It's been a while since I spent a lot of time in Lawrenceville, but the downtown area here is pretty robust. There's multiple green spaces, the Lawrenceville lawn, and there's some really great restaurants and retail establishments around the downtown Lawrenceville area. So, you know, one of the knocks Lawrenceville gets is, you know, it's not going to have as much to do as Alpharetta or Johns Creek. It's not going to have the level of amenities that the really, really popular areas around Atlanta do, but I think it's a great area, very walkable, very pretty, laid out very nicely, and seems to be really good restaurants and really good establishments all over Lawrenceville. So of course you can enjoy a great night out, a date night out, a family night out in Lawrenceville, or you're close by to Alpharetta. So if there's a place there you wanted to go to, that's not going to be a far drive from you. And of course, as we discussed, you're around 45 minutes, maybe less, maybe more to Atlanta, depending exactly where you are. So, you can do a date night in the city, or if the kids have activities in the city, or if you're commuting into the city, it's not going to be that tough of a drive for you. So good amenities, good places to go out to eat and drink, plenty of local businesses in the area, and of course, the typical amenities that you would expect, the Walmart, the Target, the TJ Maxx, the Publix and Kroger, all those things are in that area. They won't be too far away. So you'll see in the video, there's a nice little downtown area. There's the Aurora Theater, which is pretty popular. Now, of course, this isn't a hugely walkable neighborhood. After all, we are in the suburbs. So, you need a car to drive around in most places. I also spent some time and got some nice drone footage in Rhodes Jordan Park. Beautiful little lake area, playground, lots of walking trails, people out walking, running, bikes. So very beautiful area. It was very peaceful, very clean and well kept and put together. There's baseball fields and soccer fields, so very family oriented, and that's not too far from downtown Lawrenceville. You also see some drone footage from a green space with kind of a mini little amphitheater there, and you can hopefully get a sense for how large the downtown area is. So overall, for things to do, you're not in the heart of Atlanta where you have everything at your fingertips, but you're in a nice suburban community, which is going to suffice for most families. Now, in terms of crime, this is not an area you're going to need to be too concerned about. This is a suburban, family-friendly area. I'm not going to be worried about violent crime. You could even leave some things at your car if you're parked at home. Now, I know I've talked about crime more recently in videos, but almost all of the increase in crime has been in the city of Atlanta, Buckhead, Midtown area. That doesn't really apply to most of the suburbs, especially in north of Atlanta where the schools are good. Crime is not really going to be a big concern of yours in Lawrenceville, Georgia. All right, so let's cover schools, because I know for a lot of you, that's really important. That's one of the reasons I'm making a video about Lawrenceville, but we're in Gwinnett County in Lawrenceville, and you have Gwinnett County in kind of the northeast side, and then Cobb County on the northwest side. Both are known for having pretty good public schools, some better than others. But I would say in most parts of Lawrenceville, if you're looking to buy a home, you're gonna be in that B grade of public school, which honestly is really good overall for Atlanta, because as you move closer into the city, the public schools are not as good. So again, this is a reason why I'm making a video about this, because it's got the affordability and the good public schools. So really good, solid school system all the way around. Now again, my favorite resource for researching schools is schoolgrades.georgia.gov. You want to be really careful with the aggregate websites where niche.com, School Digger, Area Vibes, all of these have their own algorithms for giving a school a grade. Some of them can be biased, some of them can just be plain inaccurate. So Georgia has an official website where they give their schools grades, so I would recommend you use that as your main resource. All right, so let's talk about the cost of living in Lawrenceville, because this is one of the biggest pros of living in this area. The median home price is going to be about $350,000. And it is still a neighborhood where you can get in a nice starter home that is move-in ready in the low to mid 300s. Now, a lot has been going on with price changes right now in Atlanta, mostly in the upward direction, obviously, but there's still some good value here. And as we see the market start to settle down a little bit, it should increase in value even more. But I would say in the mid 300s, you can expect, a medium size 3-2, 15 or 100 or so square feet. It's going to be move-in ready. It's not going to be super updated with all your fancy finishes. Might have carpet, might not have stainless steel appliances, but it'll be a solid starter home. Now, as you move up into the high 300s, into the low 400s and mid $400,000 range, you're gonna have a larger home, you're gonna have a slightly more updated home. And this is a great neighborhood if you need a little bit more space, a little bit more acreage, and you're okay moving up to that $500,000 price point. You're gonna get a lot of bang for your buck, especially compared to adjacent Alpharetta. So you'll see from the tour at the end of this video an example of something on the market in Lawrenceville right now to give you some reference points. Now, one thing I would note about Lawrenceville is these are not going to be, super modern homes, super custom homes, fancy homes that you'll see in some parts of Atlanta. these are gonna be fairly cookie cutter, pretty standard homes. There's no brilliant architecture in many of the homes, not a lot of custom builds. There are some new builds, which obviously are gonna be more updated and nice, but if you're at the price points I was just talking about, set your expectations to a reasonable amount. It's gonna be, a 20, 25, 35-year-old home. That's kind of basic, but that's okay in my mind because you're in a safe area, the schools are good, and you're building equity. The value is gonna just go up and up and up here. This is a great place to own real estate because again, as people continue to not be able to afford Alpharetta and Johns Creek, as the prices rise, they're gonna be moving out to the edges, Marietta and Lawrenceville. So I think the growth in these areas is gonna be tremendous. So just touching on property taxes real quick, obviously this is gonna depend a lot on the price of the home, the size and the condition of the home. But for most standard homes I see in at Lawrenceville, you're gonna be at around $2,500 a year or less for your taxes, which I know for a lot of you is a major improvement. So that could also be a benefit for you depending on which market you're coming from. Now, if you're a renter, if you're not ready to buy yet, but you wanna be in a good area with good schools, so you're looking to rent, I would say you're gonna be in the $1,800 to $2,200 range for the same type of home we were talking about. Pretty basic, may even need some work, might be a little bit dated, but honestly, compared to some of the rents that have gone crazy in Atlanta, this isn't that bad. And remember, that's for a whole single family detached home. I'm not talking about a 2-bedroom apartment. I'm talking about renting out an entire house for around $1,800 to $2,200. So for a lot of people, that can be a great option while they build up the ability to put a down payment for a house. Now, I like to be honest and balanced with all of my videos. So if I had to come up with a con for Lawrenceville, it would probably be that the traffic does get pretty bad in this area. It can get especially congested as people are commuting in and out from the city for work. And also, if you're not right in that downtown area, if you're not close to downtown Lawrenceville, it can feel much more rural. It can feel like there's much less to do in your area depending where you are. So it can definitely have a more rural, laid back, less to do vibe as you move further away from the city center, which maybe some of you will really like. And like I said, these homes aren't necessarily breathtaking, very nice, very solid and standard, but if you really want the cutting edge of architecture, I don't know, this might not be the best place for you. But again, the whole reason why I'm highlighting this neighborhood is because I think it's got some tremendous value. Of course, you are gonna be a good bit further away from the airport, being in the northeast side of the city, but you also have a jump towards the north portion of Georgia, the North Georgia mountains, the vineyards, and the beautiful green spaces and mountain ranges that are up in North Georgia, which a lot of people love. So easy access to a lot of the great nature around Georgia in Lawrenceville, but honestly, that's true for most places around Atlanta. So there you have it, a quick rundown of what it's like to live in Lawrenceville, Georgia. We'll finish the video off with a full tour of a home that's on the market right now for sale in the Lawrenceville area. But this is a great place to have on your radar if you want to be in the suburbs of Atlanta. Maybe you're commuting into the city, but you need those good public schools and you need a safe, family-friendly environment that won't break the bank. You can't maybe afford Alpharetta or Johns Creek. A lot of us can't. This should definitely be on your radar. This is a great value neighborhood. So if you haven't heard it before, hopefully now it's on your radar. I hope that provided you some value and helped you get to know the area a little bit more. Again, reach out to me if you need anything at all. My real estate team and I are here to provide you value and help you find your place in Atlanta. So hope you enjoyed that video. We'll end with a tour and I'll see you next time.